Hi, I'm Shelley Wood, and this is my tiny sewing room where I make doll clothes sewing videos. Today I'm going to show you how to sew a little casual play dress that will fit a number of different really tiny dolls, including Anna and Elsa mini Disney dolls, Lottie dolls, now notice it's a shorter skirt on her, older strawberry shortcake dolls, but I don't mean the vintage ones, and Mattel's Chelsea dolls, again note the skirt is longer. Before we begin, please go to shelleywood.com to download and print this free PDF sewing pattern, and use the pattern to cut out all the pieces shown here. You'll also need a piece of velvet ribbon. Now my ribbon is 13 centimeters long by 1 centimeter wide, which is close to 5 inches long by a ½ inch wide. Lay one of your bodice fronts on top of the other, keeping, as we say, right sides together. Sew around both underarm areas and the neckline. Clip these seams just like you see me doing right here. So I'm clipping an underarm area, and then I'm clipping the neckline, and then I clip the other underarm area. Be very careful not to cross your seam. Lay one back on top of another, keeping right sides together. Sew around the underarm, neck, and the back closure area. Clip these seams as well. So I'm clipping the underarm, the neckline. I clip off that corner and then I do the back closure area. Follow these same directions for both of your back pieces. So you're going to make 2 backs. Invert both backs and the front bodice piece. Now, I'd like to use a chopstick to help me with inverting, but you have to be really gentle. Gently twist your chopstick like you see me doing in this next video piece. So I give it a little push with my finger, and then I very gently and slowly turn that chopstick to poke out those straps. Slowly. Press both of your back pieces and press the front bodice. Lay one of the backs on top of the bodice front. Stitch across the shoulder area where the straps come together. Here's a closer look at my seam. I'm probably using a backstitch for that. Follow the same steps to attach the other back. Open your bodice up like this and press the shoulder seams to flatten them. Fold one of the backs down. Sew from the underarm to the bottom of the bodice. Do the same on the other side of the bodice. Now your bodice should look like this. Invert the bodice like you'd see me doing in this next video clip. So you just flip it around. Pick up your skirt, and along that longest side of the fabric, fold it once and then a second time, and then you're going to whip stitch to create a double fold hem. You could sew it on your sewing machine too, but I like to use the whip stitch for this. We will not be gathering this skirt, which is unusual for my patterns. Instead, lay your bodice directly on the ungathered skirt and sew the bodice to the skirt, but you need to leave about a 1 centimeter bit of unsewn fabric on either side of the bodice's closure area. I used a backstitch to attach my bodice, but of course you could also use a sewing machine. They're just so tiny it's easier sometimes to stitch by hand. Just remember to leave that little bit of fabric that's unsewn on either side of your dress. Flip your bodice up like this, and then fold the extended sides of the skirt. You're going to fold them once and then a second time so that we can create a whip stitch along there. We're going to whip stitch along that edge of the back closure area. Do it on both sides of the dress to hem the skirt's edges. Now your dress should look like this on the wrong side. Attach your velvet ribbon along the seam and wrap the ribbon around the side hem. Sew it to both sides and tack it right to the center. I recommend that you use thread that matches your ribbon's color. Now the garment looks like this on the wrong side. Run a row of snaps down the back, and you're ready to try it on your doll. Elsa looks absolutely adorable in this little dress. Now for more free printable sewing patterns to fit dolls of many shapes and all different sizes, please remember to visit my website, shelleywood.com. Have you ever thought of a brilliant idea for making doll clothes, but you just didn't know enough about how to design your own patterns? I'm Shelley Wood, the doll clothing designer, and I have a real gift for designing doll clothes that I'd like to share with you. In my Creative Spark class, How to Alter Doll Clothes Patterns, I'll introduce you to the basics of doll clothes pattern designs. You will learn how to alter patterns that you already own, how to lengthen and shorten a pants pattern, and how to turn pants into shorts. You'll also learn how to make a skirt more full or less full, and how the fullness of a dress's skirt can affect the fit of a bodice. You'll learn how to design your own waistband for skirts using your doll's measurements. But the real gem of my class is my resizing formula. And trust me, you don't have to be a math whiz to learn how to resize your doll clothes patterns. My formula can be used to make your patterns larger or smaller, depending on what you need. Whether you want to save money on the cost of buying commercial doll clothes patterns, or maybe you're sewing for a doll that you just can't find any patterns for, How to Alter Doll Clothes Patterns will help you design a wardrobe that will fit dolls of any shape or size.